In this video, I'm going to talk about how do you know it's the start of a trend. Stay tuned. Hey traders, a very warm welcome to you. Okay, so how do we know when a new trend is starting and a trend is ending? The answer is we don't know. If we knew that, we would be able to just make so much money, it would be ridiculous, right? You just wait until definitely the end of a trend, hammer it short or hammer it long, thank you very much, job's done. Not as simple as that. However, you know what? We've got some clues. Let's look at some different clues. So the first one we've got is we can use moving averages. These are obviously lagging. They're taking the average depending on what setting we've got. We can get rid of a little bit of the lag by using an exponential, or we can use a smaller one, but then we've got noise. So they're obviously not perfect. Sometimes they'll cross and it will just be a pullback. Sometimes they'll cross too late and it's way late in the reversal. But it gives us a kind of idea. At the end of the day, a market is trending if we've got multiple moving averages kind of positioned like this, and you'd have your fast moving average there, your medium moving average here, and slower ones here. That would be your classical trend, and price would be chugging up. That's a pattern you would have. In the real world, you're going to get them mixed, and it's not going to be as clear as that. But it's a very visual way of getting confirmation that you are, in fact, in a trend. Let's get rid of these moving averages now, clustering up price a little bit here. Let's get rid of that. Now, what else can we do? What else can we look at that says, hey, it's the end of a trend, it's not the end of a trend? Well, don't forget good old support and resistance. We've got support. If price is holding at support multiple periods of time, that might be a warning that a trend could be ending. I wouldn't say that's a definitive guide, because very often price is going to come down, test a level, test a level, test a level, and it's just another leg. Test a level, test a level. So you can't just use that on its own. However, if you do that, it's just got rid of all my support. I'll put it back in there. There we go. If you use that with then breaking resistance, like in this pound US dollar example here on a daily, we have resistance, resistance, resistance. When it breaks resistance, that is potentially saying it's the end of a trend. So we've had a bit of a downtrend here. Admittedly, that was a bit of an aggressive one, but prices moved from high to low. That's all we really care about. Now we've found some support and we've broken above resistance. And if we want to add a third criteria, we found support again at previous resistance. That's another clue. So moving average crossing, resistance breaking, all these things are kind of adding up. The other thing we've got, of course, is our trend lines. If we've drawn a trend line in, this is not the great example. We'll find a better one in a moment for you guys. But if we've got a trend line, let's have a look at something else like US dollar JPY. I know that was a big one, wasn't it? We're all very familiar with this one, but let's put it into perspective. Again, nothing is crystal clear, is it? Nothing is absolutely perfect. But here we go. A good example, maybe a better one than the cable there. You got a downtrend line, you break that. So you kind of find some support, your moving average is going to cross over, you then break resistance. In other words, we've got a bit of resistance here that gets broken, trend line gets broken. These things start to add up and say, hey, you know what, we could be reversing. Are any of these a definitive thing? Of course they're not. As we said before, it's never anything perfect, but they're clues. And we can use these on a daily, a 4-hourly, an hourly, even down to 1 minute. I've used these kind of clues that suggest even on a 1 minute, if we're scalping something, that maybe we've had a big stretch on the day. Now we're finding some support. We've pushed back up above the previous high. We've broken a downtrend. Even if it isn't the actual start of a brand new uptrend, for example, it's still telling us that supply-demand imbalance has shifted. Something has happened. And yes, we could ultimately still do another leg lower, but it's not quite as simple as it was for the bears to push stuff down. It wasn't a case of just a stairway going down. All of a sudden there's a little bit of resistance there, a little bit of resistance to the selling, should I say. You've got some of these things happening. The moving averages are crossing, the trend line's breaking, the resistance is pushing to the upside, a bit more support's coming in. Maybe then you use those to say, okay, now I open my kind of playbook for reversals and for longs, and I can still start to. Does it mean you can get rid of your risk management completely? Of course not. You just don't know if it's going to be a reversal or not. But these little clues can give you an idea, and you can say, hey, you know what? Maybe now, no more shorts for me. Maybe I'm just going to forget about the shorts. Maybe I'm going to look for longs only, or even just backing off the throttle and saying, okay, we're obviously in a bit of a transition period. Let me wait for more clarity. Or obviously, if you're extra aggressive, you're just looking for that reversal straight away, getting stopped out, but hoping you get on the end of one, knowing that you're right at the end of a trend. And if you're buying at the sort of the bottom 10th, if you like, if you get it right, you could get a good kind of multi-day move or multi-week move or multi-year move or whatever time frame you're trading at. So anyway, guys, just a couple of ideas that give you potentially a signal that the trend is reversing or starting or ending. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and any ideas you've got or any indicators or tools that perhaps you use to highlight the fact that a trend could be ending or starting a fresh one. And of course, if we get on the end of one of those, we can make a lot of money. Good trading, guys. Take care. See you in the next one. Bye bye.